In this episode, I'm going to teach you how you can check your YouTube keyword ranking in a way that actually will help you get your videos ranking at the top. A lot of the tools out there that will give you a score, either it's a 30% or 50 or 70 or 100%, a 100% score would make you feel good, but what if your video never showed up in YouTube search? What I often find is I'll do the right things to get videos ranking at the top of YouTube, but I'll have an SEO score of 70 or 30 or 50 as if something was missing, but yet I did it exactly right and I got it ranked at the top. So I'm going to talk about what tools to ignore and what tools actually work. And we'll talk about YouTube Analytics and what data in YouTube Analytics is the most important, where you should look first. And I've created a ranking system in a simple spreadsheet that I'm going to show you. It's a way that you could follow my lead and you could track your progress this way. It works way better than many of these expensive tools. Now, when we talk about tools for YouTube and keywords and keyword ranking, you're probably thinking, I wonder if Nate's going to talk about TubeBuddy or VidIQ. Well, yeah, I'm going to talk about them, but in a bad way, okay? Those tools are great in some ways, but there are two paths on YouTube. And I've got other episodes where I talk about the difference between these two paths. I'll link to a really good episode up there if you want to understand there's two great paths, right? But they have two different objectives and you follow completely different paths, okay? So if you're following one path, keyword research is important. If you're following the other path, you should not do keyword research. And it's also this other path that TubeBuddy and VidIQ are really helpful for, and you should just ignore the keyword part. But the path over here where keyword research is really helpful, and that's generating leads for your business. If you're focusing on keywords and getting your videos ranked in YouTube search, this strategy is amazing, and you should just not use TubeBuddy or VidIQ at all. I mean, maybe for ideas. Like you can explore any tool and come up with ideas, but don't let those tools tell you what your title should be or make content or outline suggestions or thumbnail suggestions. Certainly pay no attention to when it's talking about keywords because it's the old-fashioned strategy that hasn't worked for 15 years. Would it be helpful if I showed you what I was talking about? Okay, so take a look right here. If you go to YouTube and you type in this specific question, how to discipline a child that lies and steals. At the top, we've got Nicolene Peck. You see that she's in position 3 and 4 down there as well. But look at this score. An overall score is low. It's a 32 out of 100. Now I'm going to share that this video has already done very, very well for our strategy in the last week. It's only posted 7 days ago as of the screenshot. It's already had 821 views and it's ranking at the top of search. If you go into the Creator Studio, I've got this TubeBuddy tool plugged in and it gives me an SEO score of 50%. Now, here's where this score comes from. TubeBuddy says, well, to do YouTube SEO, you need to do this checklist of things. If you do all those things, then your score is 100%. So according to TubeBuddy, I've only done half the things, but the other half of things that they say I need to do, they don't work. They're not important for YouTube SEO. And that score does not help you track the results and help you track the ranking, and it doesn't help you know how to get higher ranking. The checklist of items are from website SEO 15 years ago. It actually doesn't apply to YouTube SEO, so keep watching and I'll show you what does. Just to show you another example though, if you type in how to become a construction project manager, you find Jason Schroeder ranking at the top. If you click on this little question mark right here, we get this pop-up and it explains what the score is, and it says if you have a 1 million plus subscriber channel, you might be able to break into highly competitive yada yada yada. Look at this. We have 27,000 views on a 27,000 subscriber channel. So definitely not over 1 million subscribers. And yet we got this video ranked at the top, and in 11-month period, we've had 27,000 views. This video is doing exactly what we want, and we've had it ranked at the top of YouTube the entire time. Now, when you go into YouTube Analytics, let me show you my very favorite report, okay? It takes a few clicks to get there, but this is what you want it to look like. Now, I am in the Advanced Analytics, and I'm clicking on Traffic Source, and I'm focused on YouTube search, but it's showing the last 90 days as of the screenshot compared to the previous 90 days. So we're looking at views from search because search is the most valuable source of traffic for lead generation. So he generates a lot of leads in the construction industry. And the most valuable form of traffic for lead generation is search. So in that previous 90 days, we had 79,000 views from search, and that increased to 87,000 views in the most recent 90 days. Let me show you another example in a complete different industry. This is Nicolene Peck. It's a parenting channel. We're looking at a 28-day period compared to the 28-day period prior to it. We went from nearly 26,000 views to over 28,000 views just from 1 month to the next. That's a really good stat to look at. So instead of looking at a score, ooh, this video is scoring 50 or 30 or 80, that doesn't really tell you anything. This type of a report in YouTube Analytics tells you, is my search traffic increasing from month to month, from quarter to quarter? Okay, this next thing I'm going to show you might look a little nerdy. It's a spreadsheet, but this is the best way, and it's so exciting to see your scores go up when you track it this way, and that actually means something. It shows that the work that you're doing is working or not, okay? So take a look at this. This is for a client of mine, Noelle Randall. She teaches real estate investing. I use a tree analogy where the trunk of the tree is your core, so her core would be real estate, and then the branches represent different ways you can categorize it. From like one of those branches would be investing. And on the investing branch, there's several other categories such as how to find real estate investors or how to become a real estate investor. So what we're looking at on the screen here is the real estate investor become branch. These are all different titles that Noelle wanted to rank at the top of YouTube for. Now notice on February 10th, we typed in this question on YouTube and I put a yes there. That means that we found Noelle already ranking at the top of YouTube. That means in the top 3 without having to scroll down. Noelle was at the top, so we put a yes. If we put a starting, that means that we had to scroll down, but we found Noelle in the top 20. And if we put a no, that means we did not find Noelle there in that top 20. So you can see on February 10th, we had 2 yeses, 2 videos ranking at the top of YouTube. On April 18th, we turned that into 8 yeses. We had more in May and even more in July. Now, I created a scoring system where you see it's out of 20. That just means that there's 20 places that we want to dominate. 20 leaf titles, I call them, but 20 questions or 20 episodes that we want to rank on this branch. Now, I give a yes a score of 1, and I give a starting a score of 0.25. So if you add up all the yeses and the startings, in February we had a score of 3, in April 8.5, in May 13, and July 15.75. So that's a score that means something. Like a score of 3, that's a good place to start. It means we're actually getting results. If we were having a score of like 30%, what does that mean? Is this video getting us any results? But we know that our efforts were starting out, and then these are the dates of when we filmed these episodes. And just a month in, we had a big improvement of our rankings on YouTube. Another month in, another big improvement, and bigger as we got into July. So I produce over 60 different YouTube channels, and we have videos ranking at the top of YouTube, collectively thousands of these videos. And this is how I check the rankings on those versus those fake tools. So not only do you want the tools to be able to check your rankings, but I also want to teach you the strategy of how you can get your videos to rank at the top of YouTube. Like, what are the ingredients? What do I follow to get my videos there? I've created another episode. I'm going to link to it right there. It's called the YouTube SEO Secret Strategy. In that episode, I teach you exactly what to do to get your videos ranked at the top of YouTube. Oftentimes on day 1, you post that video to YouTube and your video will rank at the top of YouTube search on day 1 and it will stay there. So definitely go watch that video next. It's the YouTube SEO Secret Strategy.